where Air Chief Marshal B.S. Dhanoa is speaking on induction of Chinook helicopter into the Indian Air Force. Let's listen in.
Medium lift helicopters in the form of the Mi-17 and the heavy lift helicopters in the form of Mi-26. The Chinook with a service ceiling of 20,000 feet will redefine heli lift not just in operations such as inter-valley troop transportation, transport of artillery guns and other heavy loads for the border roads organization in the undersung role, but also in humanitarian assistance and disaster relief to far-flung crisis-hit areas. The aircraft is all-weather capable and the state-of-art night vision goggles will permit all roles even by night. We have procured the Chinook with certain India-specific enhancements to increase the flexibility of the platform across the entire spectrum of heli lift operations, including search and rescue and air ambulance roles. Thus, this helicopter is not only with the Air Force for the military role, it's a national asset. The hallmark of the IAF is its professionalism and the existing experience of aircrew in operating medium and heavy lift aircraft. I am confident with this will rapidly operationalize the aircraft in its envisaged roles to fully exploit the potential of these very capable platforms that will be a game changer in our heli operations. I compliment Boeing on having met the laid down timelines, and I am sanguine that they will continue to provide support to the IAF as we operationalize the fleet. We have had a very good experience with them on the C-17 fleet. I would also like to wish the Indian Air Force team fair weather, happy landings in all their operations. Thank you and Jai Hind.
President Boeing India will hand over the symbolic key of the helicopter to Chief of Air Staff. TU designate 126 HF will accept the same from the Chief. President Boeing India will present the memento to Chief of Air Staff. He would also present the memento to AOCC Western Air Command. Now, the mementos will be presented by the Chief of Air Staff to President Boeing India. We have with us from the US Embassy, Major General Robin Fons.
And the Indian Air Force is inducting 4 of its 15 Chinook heavy lift helicopters in Chandigarh today. That's a ceremony that's happening. And the choppers will be inducted by Air Chief Marshal B.S. Dhanoa. Chinook is a heavy lift tandem rotor helicopter which serves armed forces of 19 countries now. Chinooks are nicknamed featherweights. Chinook is used for transport of troops and material among other roles. Chinooks will also come handy in the construction of strategic roads and infrastructure projects on the border. As it is a heavy lift helicopter, and the thing that overall what sets it apart from other choppers. It has two rotor blades. You must be remembering the two rotor blades helicopters made famous during Vietnam War. And we are joined by Siddhant Sibal, our principal diplomatic correspondent, for more on this. Good morning to you, Siddhant. First of all, tell us about the importance of Chinook in the light of the recent escalation of conflict we had with Pakistan.
So it's an important development which is taking place in Chandigarh today. Two important things, of course. One, of course, as you already mentioned, its ability to provide India that strategic edge in a way that it can help in building roads, it can help in transport of people, and in the light of the recent tension, it could help in easy movement of heavy weapons or men at various locations whether it comes to India-Pakistan border or India-China border. The other, of course, is the trade issue between India and US. Remember, India is getting these Chinooks from United States. There was this ceremony in February in which they were officially handed over to the Indian envoy in Washington, who went to Philadelphia for the entire ceremony. And we know that how the US president has been saying that there has been trade issue, India is a tariff king. To reduce that trade deficit, India has been trying to get a lot of equipment when it comes to defense from United States, and that, of course, will help India majorly, because we know that how US has been putting pressure on New Delhi when it comes to the trade issue. So that will help reduce the trade deficit between India and the United States. So India has already got the 4 Chinooks. India, the total tender is for 15, which was signed in 2015.
And Siddhant, also, we would like to, tell our viewers, what are the special capabilities of this chopper that is being inducted into Indian Air Force. Indian Air Force has become stronger with the induction of this chopper, but what all it can do?
Well, as you mentioned, and if you look at the picture coming from Chandigarh, these are double rotators, which were, of course, got famous after the 1962 and, of course, Vietnam War. But the basic point is, since they're so large, they can carry so many people, they can carry men, they can carry weapons to various locations and provide India that strategic edge and ability when it comes to emergency situations like we saw recently in February of this year. But by and large, it is India that strategic muscle when it comes to India-China or India-Pakistan, especially when it comes to India-Pakistan. It's believed, there are reports, though the military will officially not tell this thing, that out of these 4, 3 will be placed on India-Pakistan border and 1 will be placed in Assam. Of course, these Chinooks can help in situations such as humanitarian issues, whether there is flood, whether there is a relief operation. These Chinooks can help in that operations as well, in giving relief to the people or making sure that people are safe from situation which involves immediate measures.
And also, Siddhant, along with this order, we had placed orders for Apache helicopters as well, the fighter, the attack helicopters. So they're also on the way, right?
Yes, including that, we in Wion also reported how India plans to get a VVIP plane. Also, we saw the State Department report also later, but that VVIP plane we will be getting perhaps later, and that will be used perhaps for the Prime Minister, though both sides haven't officially acknowledged that. Right. So India is keen to get a lot of defense equipment from United States, particularly in the backdrop of India-Russia relationship. We know that Washington is not happy with India getting S-400 last year from Russia, but India is keen to engage with defense equipment whether it comes to United States or whether it comes to Russia or even Israel. All
right. Siddhant, we are actually right now seeing these visuals coming from Chandigarh, where the formal ceremony of induction of Chinook helicopters is happening right now, and we can see in the backdrop of the armed forces, the Air Force people standing, are Chinook helicopters. Double rotors are the feature that makes them different from other choppers. These Chinook helicopters are primarily, they are used for lifting of soldiers, lifting of machinery, big artillery guns. You must have remembered big artillery guns that are in a way, they are hanging sometimes below these Chinook helicopters, and they are transported. Big guns, big jeeps and other armaments. Capability, we talk about this, and the maximum payload that it can take is 22,000 kilograms. Generally, we take the payload between 10,000 to 12,000 kilograms. Remember, during fighting, transportation is as crucial as fighting on the front. And that's why these helicopters are used. They are not primarily attack helicopters, but transportation helicopters and logistics helicopters. It provides good capabilities to Indian troops to be transported at a short notice at the front. And not only its troops, but a lot of armaments can be transported. Artillery guns can be put in the forward areas. And right now we are using Mi-26 Russian-made choppers, but this is the Chinook helicopter induction. 4 of these have been inducted into Indian Air Force today.